Alex Wallace here from Wallace Training Systems, and today we're going to go over the 3 main reasons why you may be tracking your food and following the principles of our last video, but you still aren't losing weight. If you haven't seen our last video, that's okay. I'm going to link it at the end. Make sure you watch this, then go back and watch that so you know exactly the steps you need to take in order to track your food for weight loss. But let's get right into it. The first reason why you might be tracking your food and not losing weight has to do with NEAT. Non Exercise Activity Thermogenesis, NEAT. That basically is the movement that you have throughout your day outside of exercise. Outside of deliberate exercise, you're burning calories when you're standing instead of sitting, or sitting instead of laying down, and just how animated you are when you're talking. All of this movement burns calories, and that's part of your NEAT. If you notice that your energy levels are very low because of your calorie deficit, well, the chances are that you're probably unconsciously moving a little bit less, and that's creating less NEAT. That lowering of NEAT, if it matches the lowering of calories, it's a zero-sum game. Basically, you may have dropped your calories by 200 a day, but you've dropped your activity by 200 a day. So you can't make progress that way. You're not actually in a calorie deficit, even though you might think you are, because by the numbers and tracking your food and following the good principles, it says you should be, but in reality, the reduction in NEAT is pushing you outside of a calorie deficit. Before we get into the next 2 reasons, please like this video. If you have anything to say, comment it down below. That helps us reach more people. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. And as you can tell, we're trying to grow the channel. We've been putting out a lot of content. Let's get back into it. The second reason why you might not be losing weight despite tracking your food has to do with inconsistent tracking. And we've all done this. I've done this. Let's say you track your breakfast, lunch, dinner, even the 2 snacks that you packed, but the small things throughout the day, you don't really track. It's just 3 pretzels. Oh, it's just a half a spoonful of peanut butter. It's just 1 clementine. All of those things in isolation, is that what's gonna make or break your diet? No, it's not. But as it aggregates, as you add those calories up, that could be enough to push you outside of your calorie deficit. So that, again, we talk about this all the time. That mindless eating that we all do when food's laid out all over the kitchen is detrimental to your weight loss. It's detrimental to your fat loss. And we've gone over a lot of strategies on how to cope with that. But again, that is a huge culprit why you might be tracking your food and not losing weight. It's because you're not tracking all of your food. The third and final reason why you might be tracking your food and not losing weight has to do with how consistent you are in your calorie deficit. Let's just use an example. Let's say in a 7-day week, 5 of those days you're in a calorie deficit of 200 calories a day. So we add that up, 1,000 calorie deficit over the course of that 5 days. That's pretty good. But let's say Saturday and Sunday, you eat in excess and a 500 calorie surplus both of those days. Well, over the course of the week, you've kind of ruined your calorie deficit, right? So you may have lost fat these days, but then gained fat these days. So you're taking 2 steps forward just to take 2 steps backwards. So it's that consistent calorie deficit that's so important. Look, everybody needs a cheat meal, not a cheat day, a cheat meal from time to time, but do it sparingly and do it strategically. You don't want to just do it every single weekend because you'll never get to your goal. So in short, the top 3 reasons are a reduction of NEAT, inconsistent tracking, and eating too much on days that you want to, quote, have a cheat meal or a cheat day. So look, I'm gonna link a video right here that is our previous video that goes over all the steps you need to do in order to lose weight while tracking your food. I'm gonna link a video right here, the very first video we ever made on this channel, that gets into NEAT a little bit more than I did in this video. So again, if you've already seen this one, go back and watch that one. I'm Alex Wallace from Wallace Training Systems. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video. If you're interested in following our content, make sure you subscribe. And thanks for watching.